Green. I got it. I know how to do it.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Trishamon, aka TS, back with another video for y'all, man. Today, oh my god, today we got a banger for y'all today, man. Today we got the long-awaited, controversial fade tutorial video, man. Now the reason why I say controversial is because recently, I don't know about if it was the case when the game first came out, but I know recently, within the past, like, I want to say 2 weeks or so, people have been talking about fades. It's just too OP. They need to be taken out the game, or they need to be nerfed. When you think about fades, you think about people like Tyceno and Bullet Television. Y'all might know him as Bullet TV. Shout out my boy Bullet. But you think about those type of people who fade. I think IQ Contain over on Xbox, like, it's so many different faders. They just, you know, they made it a part of their game. But for me, I was like, oh, I'm never really gonna be able to learn how to fade like that. It's too difficult. I'm not gonna do it. You know, I'm gonna just stick to my game. I'm gonna just shoot the regular wide open jump shots, whatever. But then when I saw my boy Louis fading and he was killing it, that was just the last straw. I was like, nah, I gotta learn and I gotta bring the method back to the game, man. So now we learned how to fade, and here it is, man. Like up the video, share the video, comment down below, and let me know if you're gonna be trying out all the methods that I shared today on how to fade. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and without any further ado, let's get into the fade video.
All right, so real quick, here are the SIGs. You can pause the video, take a screenshot, but just so you know, we will come back to these in a minute. All right, so you don't have to stress about it if you miss it. But what we're gonna get into right now is actual gameplay of fading, starting off with the rare green 4-point play fade in the rec, followed up by a blinders fade. And the reason why I'm showing y'all these clips is so that you can feel comfortable knowing that, hey, I'm not just taking advice from some random who has no idea what he's talking about, or somebody who's using them in the garage hoops or the warehouse or just in a Gatorade facility. I'm using these fades in game and they are actually green, okay? So, two things to note before we get started. One is that you can fade and hold R2 if you're on PS5, or RT if you're on Xbox Series X or S. You can hold that down all the way through the jump shot, or you can let it go. You can run right or left with turbo, and you can let it go when you press square on PS5 or B on Xbox. All right, so with those two things, the difference is when you have on fade normal, a lot of people like to say normal 1, but the game actually just calls it normal. It goes from normal to normal 2, normal 3, so on and so forth. So when you equipped the normal fade, which a lot of the top faders in the game like to use, as you can see me doing here, I go to the animation store, I get the normal fade and I put it on this build because it was on another build. When you hold down turbo all the way through using the normal fade, that's how you get the actual fade animation. However, as you can see right here, if you let it go, if you let turbo go, you will run right and you'll sprint right or left. And when you let turbo go to actually shoot, you will not get a fade animation. However, when you go up against other people, it will still be kind of like a fade because you're running straight right or left, and they won't see that coming. They won't know the exact moment that you're gonna pull up and shoot. Now, although I do use Trae Young and I prefer Trae Young myself, the value in using normal is when you let go of the sprint button and you run right or left and you get that vertical shooting base. It is a fade that will allow you to get less of a contest if you're gonna try to fade and pull up in between two people because you're shooting vertically straight up and down. That's one thing that I did notice. But with the leaner, where you can hold down the sprint button and you lean into the next person, you might actually lean into the help defender, and that's the one drawback I find with fades that have you lean. But for me personally, again, I prefer Trae Young. I like to see that fade animation. I don't know what it is about it. And then for me personally, it's a little bit easier to time. So what you're looking at right now, if you notice the top right screen, it said the normal fade when you let go of turbo, and you can rewind if you need to see it again. And then you have this trial where it's the normal fade if you hold turbo. Now the thing about this fade right here is a lot of people like it because it's most like your actual jump shot. And what I mean by that is you have to know your jump shot regardless of if you're shooting a standstill, off the dribble, or a fade. That's one key thing. You have to know your timing. So when you know your timing and you equip the normal fade, that's going to be most like your normal shot. All right, so keep that in mind. So whatever your normal shot is, when you equip the normal fade, it's going to be most like that. Now, something else to keep in mind. When you're running to your actual hand that you shoot with in the game, like let's say you make your player left-handed, when you're running towards the left and you're doing your fade, the timing for that is faster than if you go to your right. I don't know why 2K does that, but it is definitely true. So what you saw in that first part was me shooting with normal. I didn't do well shooting on normal. I did better letting go of turbo than holding it all the way through. But now you're gonna see when we put on Trae Young, he go crazy, okay? And out of these two, where you can hold it, sprint all the way through, or you can let it go, I prefer to let it go. But here's a time, not the time trial, but here's the trial for the Trae Young fade when you let go of turbo. And one thing I want y'all to keep in mind is to make this video, I literally just woke up, hopped on a game, and just said, you know what? It's finally time for me to make this fade tutorial video. So here we go. It's literally my first shots of the whole entire day. And you're getting to see what happens when we take 10 shots, how many go in, how many are green, how many are white, how many totally miss. Now, if you want to get straight to how to actually fade consistently, fast forward the video right now. You can fast forward to 9:33, okay, minute 9 and 33 seconds. That's where I'm actually gonna let you know the stuff that you probably don't know about when to let go of square or B if you're on Xbox. But right here, I just wanted y'all to see the difference in what happens when you just wake up, fresh out of bed, you try to fade, boom. If you have on Trae Young, or if you prefer Trae Young like I do, you can go 5 or 6 out of 10 right off the rip. No practice, no nothing, just hop on the game, 5 out of 10. If you prefer to do a fade with your normal jump shot, then you can put on the fade normal, and you should be able, you know, after some practice, you should be able to just hop out of bed and at least be 50 with it. At least make half, miss half. And as you can see right here, after 10 shots, I made 6 out of 10. Now, you might be looking at that saying, oh, 6 out of 10, you know, that's not too good. Okay, well, now it's time to turn up. Now you're gonna see, after I got on the game and shot that first part and got out of the way, I actually played a couple 1v1s. You're gonna be able to see that we shoot way better at minute 9, okay? Right here, what you're looking at is the badges. I do not have on Circus 3s at all. No Circus 3s. Matter of fact, if you have a 6-7 demigod, any version of it, we don't get Circus 3s, okay? So that just goes to show how easy it is to fade on this particular 2K. Now, I'm not saying that you can just go out into the rec or the park and just be a fade demon with no practice, but I am saying that I practiced for about 1 hour, and then after that hour, it was good to go. So now let's get into the most important parts of the video, the actual fade timing. I go off of the release point, a release cue, all right, with my regular jump shot. So for left-handed players, when you fade to the right, your release point, your player is going to take a little bit longer to get the hands up to where you're used to. So that's why whether you go off of a visual cue or timing. When you fade opposite of your shooting hand, it's gonna be the longer, okay? It's gonna be the longer timing. Remember that, because remember earlier in the video I said it's 2 different timings. When you fade opposite of your ball, the ball dominant hand, is gonna be the longer timing. When you fade going towards your ball dominant hand or the hand that you shoot with, then that's gonna be the shorter timing, and that's what you're gonna see right here. I'm left-handed player in the game. I ran towards the left, and I'm releasing the ball before my body actually turns and faces the rim. All right, so keep that in mind. If you're a right-handed player, if you're running to the right, you're gonna release the ball on the way up, not when the hands actually face the rim. If you do that, you're gonna get slightly late every single time because you should have already let square or B go. All right, so just remember that if you're fading on the opposite side of whatever you made your player, so if you made your player left-handed, if you're running to the right, make sure you hold the shoot button a little bit longer. If you're running to the same side as the side that you chose for your player to shoot, so if you are left and you run to the left, make sure you let the shoot button go a little bit sooner. Same thing goes for right-handed players, but you just have to switch it around. All right, so the faster timing is going to be on the right side, and the slower timing is going to be if you fade towards the left. All right, so if you got any questions on how to fade after this video, go ahead, leave the questions in the comments. I will get back to you ASAP. And when I say ASAP, I'm talking about I get the notice on my phone, so I should get back to you the same day. But just some information for y'all before I leave you, okay? The first 10 shots that I took on this part of the video that you're looking at, the Trae Young fade, letting go of turbo after I was warmed up, the first 10, I went 9 out of 10. That's 90% shooting fades. As y'all can see, after we were done doubling up the 10 and shooting 20 fades, we ended off at 14 out of 20. That's 70% shooting fades, y'all. We made 14 out of 20. We only missed 6 fades. And then something else that's crazy, right? Out of the 14 fades that we made, 12 are green. You can go back, look at the video again, count how many greens you see when we go out of 20. 12 of them are green. So only 2 white fades went in. That's telling you right there that once you get it pretty down packed, you're not gonna get too many whites that go in. You're either gonna miss it or you're gonna make it. And when you make it, hey, 12 times out of 14, it's gonna be green. All right, so that's it for this video, man. Like I said, like up the video, comment any questions down below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Much love to everybody showing support to the channel, and I'll catch y'all at the next video.